Hello and welcome to Pctv. I'm Ella Straber.
And I'm Josh Bayless. We're so pleased you're joining us. Here's a look at what's coming up in today's show.
First, the Finland abroad may be finished, but we have a special look at the trip overseas.
And it's great. I love her so much.
Next, a juried art exhibition putting print talent on display.
Then, Journeys of Hope are bringing people together and opening the door to a conversation about immigration.
I just wanted to challenge those assumptions and get different perspectives from different scholars.
Plus, the softball team is hitting all the bases with a record-breaking season. And finally, the campus is blooming with activities with many events to come, a reflection on those that have already happened, and a question of whether we have enough.
Students have moved from learning in the classroom to across the globe with the Finland abroad.
These students are getting first-hand experience, learning about the esteemed Finnish education system. Madara Odaikong took us along with him on the trip.
For 6 weeks, starting in early March, a group of Principia students traveled to Finland, immersing themselves in the country's culture and environment. Starting in Helsinki, the group traveled north into the Arctic Circle to explore how culture, education, and sustainability intersect in Finnish society. Students studied Finnish culture through brand presentations, the arts, tours, and Finland's most iconic pastime, the sauna and ice plunging.
It's great. I love her so much.
Some of my big takeaways about Finnish culture have to be systemic. They have a big focus on equity, inclusion for all people in all places.
I would say my biggest takeaway right now, it might change, but right now is that the Finnish education system is very inclusive and they really care about including everyone to the best of their abilities and making sure that everyone has the same or very similar opportunities.
One specific moment that stands out to me was whenever we saw the Northern Lights outside of the Arcticum in Rovaniemi, which was about 5 miles from the Arctic Circle. And everyone in our group was there, and we just experienced this crazy thing above us. And it was beautiful, and there were so many other local people there, and it was really special.
Finally, we studied sustainability in Finnish society by meeting government officials, spending time in nature, and engaging with Arctic climate research and innovation. While our time in Finland has come to an end, one thing is clear. The lessons, experiences, and friendships will last a lifetime. Madara Odaikong, Pctv News.
We were able to get a few of the participants in here today to talk about their experience. Welcome Bree King, Madara, and RC Max Brook. So for starters, this was in education and sustainability abroad. So can you tell us how these two focuses tie together and how it worked out?
Gosh, yeah, really coming out with a banger. The two of these are two large systems. And they have a ton of overlap. I think it's almost kind of like how don't they interact is the smaller question. They are both heavily values-based, and as hopefully we'll share a little bit later, they show up in society based on how they are taught through the educational system, as well as just, again, how those values are within the individual members of society.
Yeah, for sure. Madara, what is one thing that you've learned that you would like to take with you in your future career?
Yeah, I think one thing that I've learned that I'll take with me in the future is just how sustainably minded everybody is and businesses in the countries are. It was amazing to see that because businesses are trying to improve their sustainability goals year upon year, and the country itself is heading towards being carbon neutral by 2035. So in every place we went and every house we visited, we could see how different households are trying to contribute to that goal and working to make their lives more sustainable. And I think that's just something I haven't witnessed in other places and would like to kind of influence change in that area.
Yeah, thank you, Madara. And Bree, we watched you jump into that freezing cold water. What was that experience like?
Well, initially it was really scary and daunting, I guess, because Finland's already a cold place, and then the water literally has ice on top of it. And so at first it was daunting, but as the weeks went on and we went to the saunas more and more and had more opportunities to ice plunge, it became a very beloved practice, and a lot of us actually ended up starting off a sauna with the cold plunge instead of going to the sauna first, so we became real Finns.
Nice. And Max, what was the food like out there in Finland?
It's very diverse. There's a lot of different international cuisines, but like I think Finnish food itself is definitely known. Lots of fish, potatoes, and reindeer. That's definitely the most unique thing that I think that we got to eat. It was very cool, but it was all delicious. Oh, and the bread. I would be doing a disservice to not talk about the bread. Gotcha. The bread was also a staple among our group.
Yeah, it sounds really good. And Madara, what was one thing about the culture that surprised you?
One thing about the culture that surprised me was the amount of trust they have both in like individuals, their neighbors, but also in the government. So for example, we were at Metsäkasano, which was a nature camp, and we were carving, and we could check out nice for the reception because like I know in any other camp you have to go through like insurance and everything, so that was just like kind of surprising. I was also going to do laundry and they gave me the master key to the entire building, which like doesn't really happen. But then like the social cohesion is very high in the society. There's not a lot of polarization as in other countries, so that really surprised me. Yeah.
For sure, Brian. I know you guys did a lot of planning ahead and learning about Finland before you got there. Was there anything that surprised you or stood out during that experience?
Yeah, something that was surprising was seeing young kids like 7 years old on public transport by themselves, walking home from school, and like that trust that Madara was talking about, their like parents trust that the city's safe enough for their children to walk around. So that was really cool.
Nice.
All right, thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks for having us.
All artists on campus were given the opportunity to submit their work to be judged by an art historian from the St. Louis Art Museum. It was for the annual jury student art exhibition.
I went to check out the art, meet the judge, and talk to the winners of this competition.
How do these new works of art, all made in the last 2 years, connect to the giants of art history whose shoulders our current artists are standing on?
The Juried Art Exhibition is an annual event where any student, no matter their major or minor, can participate. While there were over 50 pieces submitted, only 4 would win. This year is the first time they were able to get a non-artist to be the judge. Amy Torber is an art historian at the St. Louis Art Museum, and we had the opportunity to talk to her about the winner selection process and what made these pieces stand out from the rest.
What really helped me narrow down was wanting to highlight the range of materials that artists were working in. So I didn't want, for instance, to pick 4 people working in painting and oil painting or 4 sculptors. So I wanted there to be a range. So within each one of the kind of categories of media, so photography, painting, works on paper, drawing, ink, charcoal, things like this, and then photography. Now I started thinking about which were the works of art that felt most unexpected in some way, where I really felt like I got a sense of the artist's motivations and their passions for their art.
One winner, Jacob Ellis, said he was not expecting to win anything today, but Torbert was in awe of his painting titled Grief.
This one kind of depicts grief. Purple because, well, my mother passed when I was young, and I've kind of been holding on to that, and when you kind of have it stuck in, I just needed a place to express it, and this is kind of the way I was able to do it. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to win. There's a lot of great work here, and I mean, I feel like mine is definitely a lot different than everyone else's. I probably should have dressed a little better. I didn't know if I was going to win or not. It looks like I just woke up. And I did, but I don't know. It just feels nice to have someone like look at my work as if like because they like it.
Participants are the key to a successful competition. So even though freshman Genevieve Hegman's art was not selected, we wanted to talk to her about what inspired her to enter this exhibition.
I've done multiple exhibitions in the past at like my old school and like other stuff like that, and I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy looking at other people's art, and I enjoy when people look at my art.
Principia talent was truly showcased today. This exhibition is still up, where you can view all forms of artistic expression, including photography, painting, digital art, and more. The Juried Art exhibition is one of the few times where the creativity and dedication of this community are put on display for everyone to see. Ella Straber, Pctv. Next, immigration is one of the biggest topics of debate across the U.S. and many other parts of the world.
So, it was chosen as the subject of the recent Public Affairs Conference hosted by Principia. Over 2 days, speakers from across the country told their stories of how concern about immigration has impacted them, as I've been finding out. A recent conference brought together multiple voices to explore immigration from different angles. I spoke with the coordinator, Sarai Cineros, about the purpose behind the event. Sarai says this conference was sparked by a growing need for conversation around immigration.
First of all, immigration is an important topic in the United States. I mean, we have the largest immigrant population in the world. I think why now? Because there's a narrative going on around the news, media, politics, around like immigrants and belonging and whether they belong here or not. And I think I just wanted to like challenge those like assumptions and like get different perspectives from different scholars.
She also explained how each speaker was carefully chosen to represent a different perspective.
With our board, we had 10 people of like different backgrounds, so each of us like researched 2 speakers, and we wanted like diversity, right, in terms of like the legal aspect of it, the educational aspect of it, and also like just bringing up like diverse perspectives and with people from diverse backgrounds. And that's how we chose them, we reached out to them, and then we talked to them and convinced them to come to print.
At the heart of the event, she says, was a clear message for the audience.
I think just if the audience questions their assumptions, that's a win. If the audience changes the language in which they refer to like immigrants, I think that's a win. And just, questioning your ideas, your assumptions, your stereotypes that you already have around like immigration.
The softball team has been delivering dominance over Principia's college records these past few weeks, as well as winning their opening game at the start of the season. They're continuing to make their mark throughout the conference.
Paige Roulette spoke to 2 players to look at their accomplishments and their priorities as a team.
Principia softball is making a mark this 2026 spring season with many new faces on the team and advancing skill. Records are being broken. Freshman Sophie Wexner got most doubles hit in a single game, and junior Paige Morris got most runs scored in a single game. The softball team is looking to continue their progress in upcoming games. I talked to 2 of their players, Paige Morris and Samantha Goodrich, that see the growth the team has made this season.
Softball's been going really well. This is probably one of my best seasons in a while, at least. The team's really fun to be with, and I broke the record for the most runs scored in a game. I got 5 runs in. I hope that it keeps going up because I know that we've been doing a lot better. I wasn't here last year, but what I've heard is we've been doing a lot better than we've been. I hope it just keeps going up from here. I think that the incoming class for next semester now is going to be pretty substantial when it comes to the strength on the team. So we'll see how that goes.
I'm the captain, the team elected captain. I think we've made a lot of improvements. We've definitely had to overcome some things, but we're working with what we got, and I think we're setting records. So the fact that we're overcoming huge challenges and we're still setting records, I think just shows how much of a future we have as Prince softball. I mean, every year we're improving our record, every year we're getting better, so with new recruits coming in that are even better than before, we're going to do great things from here on out.
Softball has 4 more games this season and encourage fans to come support. This is Paige Roulette with Pctv.
Sports aren't the only form of entertainment on campus. There have been several events that have been happening across campus this spring.
While some students question whether there's enough for them to do, others say there's a lot to offer. And Tondo Sabanda reports.
Music fills the air as students gather at this campus block party, one of several events designed to bring people together outside the classroom. These moments are meant to create connections, energy, and a break from academic life. But not every space is filled.
Events mean everything. I mean, it brings community to the community. You know, for the past couple of years, it's been really low in engagement, but I feel like, you know, making events for the students, by the students is the best option. As you can see from the background, it's a lot of people coming, so yeah.
For many students, events like these offer more than entertainment. They provide a chance to unwind and build community. But even as the music plays and the night continues, turnouts at these events often remain smaller than expected.
So there are a lot of things that go into planning student events that students might not see, which we call the behind the scenes. First, it's important to know that all of the campus events on campus that students are a part of are student-led. It's not just me sitting in the office scribbling on my calendar saying, I think that the campus should do this on this day. We have houses on the campus, and each house is required to do one campus-wide event per semester.
Organizers say putting together events like these take planning, coordination, and input from students. From booking entertainment to promoting across campus, each event is built with the goal of bringing people in. But with the attendance still falling short, questions remain about how to turn that effort into engagement and how to create events that truly connect with the wider student body. This is Ntando Sibanda at Pctv News.
Before we end this episode, we would like to remind the students that the student body presidential elections are happening today.
This is the time when your voice can be heard the most, so go vote today.
That's it from PCTV. We'll be back next month with more news from around the campus.
Thanks for joining us. From all the team here, goodbye.
Goodbye.